Well, good morning. It's Monday the 8th of May 2023. We're on Arvia. We're in Marseille today. I've decided not to get off but to do a video of Arvia, P&O Arvia, so that you can perhaps see, have a good idea of what she has to offer. I did one of Iona on her maiden cruise. There wasn't too many people on board. We were on the maiden cruise Christmas 2022 on Arvia on this one, but I didn't get to do a video, so I thought I'd do one today while most people are off in Marseille, and here we go. We're going to start from the top deck, deck 19, and what we have is the basketball court. It's only a small one, just half a basketball court if you like, so you can just practice on your baskets. And also up here we have altitude, the altitude rope climber. So kind of here, you go up here, this is where you start, and there's a little training thing for you, so you can be safe with the ropes. And basically this is it. Let me point this up here. There we go. So that's altitude. It's very exhilarating. They've started to charge for it now. I think it's about $7.50 or something, whereas it used to be free when we were on here at Christmas. It's very good, and the scariest part is out there. Let's just take you round so you can have a look. So there's the scariest part, to walk the plank, ring the bell, turn around and come back. There is a safety harness, as you can see, all the way around. Also on this deck, deck 19, is the Crazy Golf, and it's a nice little bit of fun, especially if you've got the kids with you. And okay, that's really about it. Well, let's walk through the Crazy Golf. Let's walk through the Crazy Golf. So, as you can see, it's not just for children. It's for everybody, for a bit of fun. Now, from here, you can see out to the sun deck. And what we got is a panorama pool. So it's like a one of two infinity pools out on the back of sun deck 18 now. So that's 19, and I'm just going to turn you off until I get downstairs. Okay, we're on deck 18 at the panorama pool and bar. You can see what's going on there. This is the infinity pool, and you can look down onto the other infinity pool on what's that, on 16 down there. Okay, so we're just going to take a walk through and see where we go from here. Right. Panorama pool and bar. Well, all I've got to do is try and work out how to use this gimbal. Okay, so that's the back of deck 18. Now we're going to go through what's this called? This is Splash Valley, somewhere for the kids to go. Not making much splashing today, maybe because we're in port or something. Oh, I can see there's buttons that you can press to get the splashing going. but great for kids. See a bit more of a altitude rope walk there. Okay, if I can get this to go round. There we are. Now, walking along the sun deck, and as you can see, these arrows on the ground here are a jogging track. This is a jogging track. I don't know how many meters it is. Let's have a look around here in the middle. Large chest set. That's the way into the lifts. Go around here, quiet place. Don't want to talk too loud. The other side of the jogging track. Now we're coming up to the dome, which sits in deck 17 and 16. So a bit more of the jogging track, and we're going to see if we can find a way down. I'm trying to control this gimbal with something else. There we go. See if we can bring that so it's straight. Thinking it's straight, but it just keeps going where it likes. Now, there's a trigger thing at the front here, but I don't know what it does. Alright, we're going to head down to the next deck. Alright, we are on deck 17. Now, what have we got at the back? We've got stairs, so we can't get through there. So we're going to head down this way, which I think is towards the reef, deck games and all that sort of thing. So as you can see, there's plenty of places to sit. One thing about this ship so far, we're on capacity, I think 5,200. With some children, it might be over capacity even. We were on the last cruise, and the cruise before that they said it had 5,600, which is obviously taken up by families, causing it to go over the 5,200 mark, which is what you read is its capacity. Now, coming up, we've got a bit of shuff going, a bit of shuffleboard. So you've got shuffleboard, and I'd imagine a bit further down you've got some deck quoits. You've got table tennis in there. Let's see, there goes the yellow. Oh, that looks so good. Now here's the deck quoits. So there's plenty to do, and as I say, because we're in Marseille today, as you can see over there, most people have got off, and it's a lovely day. So we're going to see where we go from around here. Lots of pools to relax in, spas as there. But really, this is just a walk around. I'm not very good at narrating stuff. I don't think David Attenborough's got any problem about me taking this job, so that's all right. Now let's see. That's 17. I'm going to stop you here, cut, and we'll start again on 16. All right, here we are. Deck 16, infinity pool. and looking over the back of the ship. There's a nice deck area to sunbathe. Swing us around here, and you can see here we've got the pool bar where you can just swim up, sit on a chair at the bar and have a nice drink. And through there, which is where we're going now, make sure I look where I'm going so I don't trip. Okay, here we go. Again, plenty of places to sit, a place to have a drink if that's what you like. And we're going to go into here I'm going to point out a couple of things here. So just here you've got the water fountain. So you bring your own bottle, your own plastic bottle, and there's plenty of these around the ship where you can fill your bottle up rather than pay for it. And this is the grab and go. The grab and go, I've never seen it working. I've been on the ship for its maiden voyage, 2 weeks over Christmas, and we're on it for 4 weeks now, and I've never actually seen that working. So it's there, maybe one day they'll get it working. Through into the core of the interior, plenty of lifts, and what we're going to do is we're going to walk through Horizon Restaurant. Now the Horizon Restaurant at night, like on most of the ships, P&O ships, it doubles up one end as the beach house, and the beach house that serves burgers and steaks on a stone, etc, etc. This is the buffet, so-called the Horizon, and it's fairly big, but to be honest, we don't come up here. I don't come up here because it just gets too crowded and there's too many people touching the tongs, and obviously there's people touching the tongs. There's no other way to do a self-service, but it's just your preference. If I had kids, I'd probably come up here, but as I haven't got any with me, I don't. So plenty of tea stations around as well, and this is the other part. So there's two sections like this, serving breakfast, serving lunch, serving afternoon tea, and then in the evening serving dinner, of course. Special diets coming up through the middle, so you've got vegetarian and vegan, salad bar, etc. That's all there. I've got to say, they're not very good on vegans. They might do one or two things, but if, for instance, you're a vegan and you don't like tofu, you're a bit, you're kind of asking all the time, what else is there? I'm not a vegan, but my wife is, so you kind of get to know these things. Going through the Horizon Restaurant, and we're going to get to the dome. Now the Sky Dome it's a nice place. It's mainly where the kids gather for the swimming, but it's a really nice place. They also do a lot of entertainment here. On Iona there's a lot of various things going on. They also do the same here, but they're different. What am I trying to say? The various things are aerobatics, where they swing around, but here, instead of having a fixed ceiling so they can attach all the wires and things for all these acrobats and what have you, I can't think of the name right now, brain's gone a bit strange at the moment. So all the flags are for King Charles III coronation, which happened yesterday, or Saturday in fact. Lots of celebrations yesterday, where they have again on Iona they've got the fixed ceiling, so they can have all the ropes and things and wires that take the acrobats. Here they've got the big screen and the retractable roof, A lot of singers on here and stuff, but again, if they close the roof, it just echoes around. Nobody knows what the hell they're singing about unless you happen to know the song inside out. But there we are, that's how it is. Nice pool, slightly shaped, very nice. Now we have Sundays. Sundays is an ice cream place, one of two. The other one is on deck 8, I believe, but we'll find that out in a little while. And if we go around here, you can see where they serve pizzas, hot dogs, hamburgers, etc., etc. And that's all really for the guys around the pool. If that's what you fancy, that's what you get. And some salads and things. It's called the Sky Dome Taste 360. And there we are. So you walk through, we are at the back, and we've actually walked through the middle without you even noticing, and we come to the front. So as big a ship as she is, 184,000 tons I believe, as big a ship as she is, you get from the back lifts to the front lifts in very quick time, quicker than you would expect. I'm going to there's a nice feature in the floor down there. There's a clock, if you can see it. Okay, so we're going to carry on up here. I'm just going to turn you off for a minute because I'm going to walk you up to the Epicurean and the Crow's Nest. Okay, we're back on 17 now, and I'm going to take you through to the Epicurean, Ivory Suite and the Crow's Nest. Quite a nice walkway, lush carpet, bit of artwork, never understood it, but there we are. And it's just a nice walk through, very well decorated. The Ivory Suite, which we're going to look at first, is basically a room, a private room for various meetups. So you can have, I'm just going to see if there's a meeting in there at the moment. Yeah, there's a meeting going on in there, so we won't go in there. So the Ivory Suite is on deck 17, adjacent to the Crow's Nest and the Epicurean. So I'm just going to see if I can, I don't know if it's locked, it maybe, yeah, it's a bit locked, so I'm afraid we can't take it into the Epicurean. But now you know where it is. Crow's Nest also still on 17. It's a big crow's nest, and I think it's quite nice. However, unlike for instance Oriana, where the piano was in the corner and you could sit away from it a bit, you can sit away from this, but it's nice to sit and look out of the front when you can. And the piano's right here, so it can get a bit loud. I think they've missed a trick. This is closed in the day, the Crow's Nest. You can come and sit here, and it's nice to have a bit of quiet if you want to read, without any people coming through with their GoPros filming, but basically without any music, which is nice. But they haven't opened the bar, and considering they're a company who need to make as much money as possible, I think they're missing a trick. This is a nice part to meet, for instance, Facebook meetings when you're on the first sea day. You can come up here, and basically there's plenty of seating to get together. And it would be nice, I suppose, to have a drink, but you can't. If you go on Azura or Ventura or one of those, the Crow's Nest is busy all day serving drinks and people just relaxing and talking and little clubs meeting up, etc. But no, they've missed it on this one. Now, I've always said with P&O, there's no, to put an IT phrase to it, there's no user acceptance testing. They need to say, right, we're going to do this, so we're going to close the Crow's Nest, we're not going to open it and then get the users and ask them what they think they want, and then they would change a lot of their minds, but they don't. So so there we go. I'm going to turn you off now. We're going to make our way down to a different deck. Okay, so we are on deck 8, and deck 8 is the only deck where you can walk from the lift straight into towards the atrium, where the others you have to go the opposite way and turn around. So we'll see in a second. Anyway, deck 8 coming down. This is a deck where lots of the conservatory suites are, 8 and 9. We're coming into the Keel and Cow as we walk into the atrium, and we'll have a look at that in a sec. Another water station, so bring along your sports bottles. A little view down into vistas and onto deck 7 as well. Vistas on deck 6. The atrium, I love the atrium on Arvia and Iona. Very nice. Not quite the same as Britannia, but just different, I would say. I wouldn't say it's better or worse, just different. So the Keel and Cow, the bar here, and we're going to walk around. Oh, and there's Gwen, she's been on board the longest. I can't remember how many nights she's done, something like 1,800 nights, but there we are. Not just on this ship, of course. Now the Keel and Cow. So the Keel and Cow serve mainly steaks. Are you alright? How are you doing? Good, good. Right, so that is the Keel and Cow. As you can see, they cook the food right here. Everything's fresh. You can also have breakfast here, but yeah, I don't think you're getting anything special other than somebody bringing it to you, which you can get in the Meridian or the Zenith in the morning. So anyway, that's the Keel and Cow. Let's move on. Keel and Cow. Nice atrium, as I say, decorated for the King's coronation and other celebrations. It's been rather nice on board to get all that celebration and togetherness and all that sort of thing. Very nice. So deck 8, lifts in the middle. We are going to go around. We've got a shop. This is kind of where you get your chocolate and popcorn as it advertises, etc, etc. More cheeses and that. And you got the pick and mix, of course. And then one of my favourite places, Ripples ice cream. They do a vegan ice cream here, which is oh, I can't remember what it's called. Which vegan ice cream? Tiramisu. That's the vegan ice cream. Tiramisu. No, it's not. It's banoffee. I beg your pardon. Banoffee is vegan, so you can get a vegan sundae and various bits and pieces. You can tell I'm more into ice cream than I am beer. So anyway, this is the seating area, and it's all very nice. Now if we come through the area where Sindhu is. Now Sindhu on Iona and here on Arvia, completely different menu to the Sindhu that you get on every other ship. So it's just a different venue. I don't believe it's Atul Kirch's, because I believe they fell out with Atul Kircher at some point, and I think he was a naughty boy or something. So they got rid of Atul Kircher, but they have his, as far as I understand it, they have still got his menus on the other ships except for Iona and Arvia. So let's go along. There's a nice stairway that leads down to the shops, down on 7. Now, interesting area. This is the quays with a Q. So the quays, as in this first one, is fish and chips, Very good fish and chips, by the way. It's haddock rather than cod, which is, for me, it's good. Then there's a fusion, which is things like katsu curry, as you can see all that. So there's the, and you can actually have breakfast here as well. So we have the fish and chip bit, then we have fusion, which is Asian kitchen, katsu curries, etc, etc. And then we have a roast carvery, which you basically get a Yorkshire pudding with some roast beef and all the trimmings inside the big Yorkshire pudding. And that's the seating area. Hello, love. All right. How you doing? All right. And now we go. You can actually sit here and get a cup of tea or something. And there's the tea area. There's also a place to get sweets and salad, more tea. And then walking through, we're going to visit Green & Co. And my wife being a vegan, this is her favourite restaurant. And one of my favourite foods being sushi. This is also my favourite restaurant. So this is Green & Co. Which is very nice to sit down. And as I say, you can have, this is a plant-based restaurant. You won't find steaks in here. And then, hey Megan, you all right? How you doing? I didn't see you there. I was just doing the film. And this is Mizuhana, which is the sushi restaurant. Oh, there we go. There's a blue light on. Thank you. And so you order your sushi and you sit here and the lovely Megan makes it for you. There you go. And yeah, it's just a fab restaurant. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
And yeah, so there you go. I don't think it's as well used as I'd like it to be, because I think again they're missing another trick. Need a bit of user acceptance testing here. What they're missing out on is the neutral favourites, i.e. a vegan lasagna, a vegan spaghetti bolognese. I know they're Italian and they should be in the olive grove, but they don't do vegan ones either. So this would be the right place to do them, and they would get a lot more people in. There you go. So let's move out of here and we go straight back towards the clubhouse. It's a busy old floor, deck 8. It's a good floor, or good deck I should say. So let's push, that's what it says, let's do it. And we come into the clubhouse. So if you like music, if you want to sit down, listen to some music, or even watch some live bands, this is the place to do it. The clubhouse, lots of thumping to the beat, or bingo at 4:15, of course. So you can thump to the beat, have a dance later on in the night. Don't know if that's showing all that. Let's try and get so you can see the stage. Right, okay, let's try that way around. Okay, there you go. So there's a stage, and that's the clubhouse. And what we're going to do, as I say, listen to music, bring some people with you and shout at them all night if that's what you want to do, because you won't be able to talk, and drink lots of beer or whatever. It just depends, we're all different. 20 years ago I'd have been in here. 20 years later, no chance. Right, here we go, through into, that was the Sunset Bar, is it? Oh yeah, the Sunset Bar. So out into the Sunset Bar, into the sun, and it's beautiful. On the back of deck 8, where you can sit and enjoy a nice drink in the sun. The bar's good, well stocked. You should be able to see the aft balconies. That's the aft, not the aft at the back, left and right, port and starboard, but the aft balconies, which actually overlook the aft. So let me just make this go up. There we are. So there's the aft balconies. Those ones in the middle underneath the infinity port, I don't know how splashed you get, if you get any splashes at all. It looks like there's a On Iona I know that's a problem, but I think on here they've got something that maybe stops it, another piece of glass. But, there we are, deck 8. Another whirlpool. Costa Fascinosa in today, and another MSC ship. That's I don't know, I can't remember the name of these things. Let's get you so you're straight. And basically this is the promenade deck. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn you off in just a sec. Trying to remember the name of that MSC ship. Gigantica or something. I don't know, something that means something like that. Who knows? Anyway. Oh, there's the doors. So we're going to go in and down. Right, I'll turn you off now and I'll switch you on again in a minute. Okay, we're on 7. This is the Zenith restaurant, one of the main dining areas, the MDRs as they're called. And we're going to make our way this way. 7's a good deck. There's a lot going on. On this side we have the photo gallery, and what I'll do is I'll walk around because there's a lot of it. Now there's shore experiences. People can book on board for a shore experience in port. This is a nice shop which gives you all the sound stuff and the little lights and all the things that you can buy, AirPods, etc. I don't know if they're real AirPods. But yeah, so that's where you get all your electrical goods. Now I'm not going to spend so long. We've got perfume on one side and skincare on the other. Go with the glow. So all the normal shops that you get on board, but it's nice to walk through them. More skincare, etc. products, and on here we have handbags. A handbag. Anyway, handbags. This piece is like a bit of a pop-up shop, if you like. They're all your teddy bears and all merchandise that they've got for the cruise. Usually here they have the spa people trying to get you to book spas if you want, and that is the stairs that go up to 8. Very nice. This is my favourite shop. It says Step It and Style. This is where they do all the barber stuff, Lacoste, etc. Super Dry. Super Dry is good because it's got my name on. I've got 2 things really, Super and Dry. There you go. So that's a lovely piece of artwork. They're all shut because we're in port. You can get your Ray-Bans, block, etc. there. Okay, moving on. The next shop is my wife's favourite shop, where you can buy all your jewels, clothes and all the rest of it, and Radley handbags, of which she must have the whole collection by now. But there we are. It's a nice shop. Different people go in there, and this place is Pandora, but it's Pandora Diamonds. So if you fancy a diamond and you fancy it by Pandora, there we go. You can I think you can see some prices there as well. It's a very stylish shop. So let's just walk around this circle here. Go back the other way. Hello. Why are you not doing what I want you to do? Okay, have a quick look over at the view. From 7 here, this is kind of all the glass house. You look down into vistas. You can't see, can you? There you go. You look down into vistas. I've got a gimbal that does what it doesn't do what I want it to do. It does what it wants to do. Right, so here we go into the glass house. Here's the glass house, lovely bar. This is, unlike the glass houses on other ships, it's not closed off. Morning, Alex. Yeah. And so we can see just what it's like. It's a big glass house. But as I say, it's not like the glass houses you get on, for instance, Azura and Ventura. Now, what we have got here is a lovely little part of a glass house, and when Ollie Smith comes on board, that's Ollie Smith there, he comes on board and does a little presentation in here, a little wine tasting and dinner, which we went to not last Saturday, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before. I think it was, in fact, it was the Monday. It was a week ago today, and we had a fantastic meal with Ollie and some wine tasting. Just 9 of us, so plenty of attention as you want. And he's a lovely guy, and made a special video for my son, who likes a glass of red wine. Now we've got the reception area. These guys, wow, I don't know how they do it. They mainly they look to be calm today, but usually there's lots of irate people complaining about something they can't do, like work the app or something. Diamonds, real diamonds. I'm not saying Pandora's not real diamonds, they're real diamonds as well, but there we are. Watches, my favourite watches, where they have Rolex, etc. So I thought I'd buy 4 or 5 while I'm on here. I don't think so. They got one in there, it's about £20,000. I think we'll leave that one. We'll leave that to somebody else with more on-board credit than me. The day I get £12,000 on board credit is the day I'll have a Rolex. Oh, there you go. There's a Rolex in there. Hey, let's try and work this gimbal up a bit. There we are. 15,000, 14,000. Okay, I think we'll just leave the Rolex to other people. And here we go down to the loyalty desk. There's another Arvia merchandise shop there. The loyalty desks, 4 desks, 4 very hard-working loyalty people. Aaron usually sits there, nice guy, like Aaron. Another shop, especially the King's coronation, books, etc., cards, soap powder, etc. Right, I think now we've done the circle, I'm going to switch you off until I get 6. Right, I've brought you down to 6, and we're just looking at the walls there. The artwork is red as a base colour, the middle is silver, and the front is blue. And I think it has something to do with sunrise, sunset, and all that business. I don't really get it myself, but there we are. Obviously, I get sunset, but right. So we come through. Ooh, that way is the Mediterranean dining, and as you can see, it says on the left if you've already booked, and on the right if you're a so-called walk-in, which basically means you haven't booked, or you can't use the app, or you just need somebody to do it all for you. So that's that. And the next restaurant on 6 here is the Olive Grove. The Olive Grove, a lot of people love the Olive Grove. I don't think I can get in. Let's try it. Yes, I can. Right, the Olive Grove is a nice restaurant, based Italian stroke Spanish stroke, something along those lines. And but they're not very good for vegans, but it is a rather large restaurant. On Iona, this is one of the side MDRs, but here is its own restaurant. You can look up the menu for Olive Grove on, well, just Google it. I would think P&O Olive Grove, Arvia Olive Grove, Iona Olive Grove. You'll be able to see. Here's the 6th Street Diner. The 6th Street Diner is a good place. It's kind of meant to be a bit like American Diner. Hiya, thank you. So they have a jukebox here. Oh, let's have a take you around here. Right, so there's the jukebox, which is, it's very nice. The guys are dressed differently, the waiters, and but you can't get a burger in here. Don't ask me why. It's the only diner I've ever heard of that doesn't do a burger, but they do ribs, very nice ribs, and stuff like that. Again, have a look on the all-day breakfast. They do a bit of breakfast, but I don't think it starts at about 10. But there you go. That's the diner. Let's move along. The next stop is Anderson's. Now, I quite like Anderson's. It's not like the Andersons you would get on Aurora, say, or the old Oriana, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's still quite comfortable, settees, etc., etc., and it goes around there. Now I'm gonna do the Ocean Studios in a second, but I'll just show you these cupboards here is where they keep all the games. Okay, it looks like a library. It's not a library, but there are 1 or 2 books that you can just bring out, and they're more to do with the sea, with nature, with animals, ecology. There we are. It's quite nice. And in the last one, you have a swap shop. Oh. A motorcycle news. It belongs in the swap shop. And this last one's a swap shop, but as you can see, all the books are gone. At the beginning of cruise, it was full. This is a nice place to be. I was going to say where it's quite. You come here at night, there is no music, and it's great to sit and read. So I would say from this that the quiet place to go in the day is going to be the Crow's Nest on 17. But at night, if you want somewhere to come and play cards or just sit and chat, this is a great place because there's no music in here usually. And here is where they make rum. They make their own rum here. It's on Iona, they make their own gin, and on here they make their own rum on Arvia. Very nice. Right, we're just going to go and get nearly finished.
Let it go.
We're going to go to Ocean Studios, which is the other way. Let's see if we can get the view a little better. So Elvis, which is actually all on TV as well. Encanto, what else we got? The Banshees of Inisherin and The King's Speech. They have had Tom Hanks doing Top Gun or whatever. Tom Hanks? It's not Tom Hanks. The other Tom, whatever his name is. Tom Cruise. And you can see the grey seats are available, or occupied rather, and the blue seats are available. Get that the right way around. There's 4 studios, 4 cinemas, I should say. It's a nice place, lovely cinemas. Perhaps I should have taken you in, but never mind. Very comfortable seats. Now we're going round 6 now. So we're on 6. What we haven't done is gone up into the casino. So that's the rest of Anderson's Bar where you can sit quietly, and then we come out into Vista's Coffee Lounge. Vista's good place to meet, or if you know some people on board, this is where to meet and have a coffee. And it's just a nice place to sit and have some coffee and a chat. On this side is the Amber Bar, so called because of colour, I guess. And it's a nice place. In the evenings they have a pianist, and sometimes, because we're a lot in Spain, the theme is Spanish, so you get some singers and some Spanish guitar playing and I don't know, all that sort of thing. Anyway, I don't do that myself, but anyway. And King Charles coronation decoration underneath the stairs there, and my favourite place, 710. Last night we were sitting in there in the very front row, and I kid you not, everything was bouncing. The seat was bouncing, the chair, the table, everything. So we were sitting right here, and that is very close to those drums. So they've got a great bassist, great guitarist, four very talented musicians on at the moment. Harrison does the piano, he is the group leader. Then you have Tom Jones on drums, you have Jake, who is an established bass player, and Andy, who is a fantastic guitarist. And yeah, it's just a nice place to come and have I don't know, something like a Black Label whiskey, listen for 45 minutes, then go. You've got to book early though. You've got to book when you get on the ship straight away for the whole cruise, otherwise you won't get in. Or well, you can get in, you just queue up and wait for all the bookings, because there are some inconsiderate people who do not cancel their booking but don't come, which means that it takes up, so they get on the ship, they book all for the whole cruise in 710, and then half the time they don't turn up because they go somewhere else, but they don't cancel. So you end up with spare seats and people waiting outside when they could have booked. Anyway, grump over, stop that. So we are going through 6 now into Whitewall Gallery. I don't know if it's still called Whitewall, I assume it is. Anyway, through to the art gallery, where you can see all the paintings by the usual suspects. So looking around here, yeah, you see Doug Hyde's paintings, all the usual ones. If you go on P&O much, you see a lot of these paintings. They do change them frequently, but there you go, Lowry, etc, etc. We'll just pop down there in a minute after I've shown you the Limelight Club. Morning. So the Limelight Club is where they have a special act in the evening, and that act comes on and sings. It might be somebody like Lavoie, who is a very good singer and a comedian as well. They also have the Limelighters, which are the group that are here, the resident group, and you get a free course meal. I think it's about 25 quid if you book it before you come on board, and then it depends on the quality, not quality, but the depends on who's actually coming aboard. So if it is Lavoie, it'll probably be about 35 if you haven't pre-booked it, and some of them are 25. We'll have a look at the billboard when we go out and see who's on tonight. There we are. Alice, somebody. Yeah, you can tell I'm interested there. So here we go. Oh, a bit of pop art as well by the look of it. Is that? There you go. Oh, pop. There we are. That's fascinating. It changes. Oh, it's David Bowie. And if we go past, it changes Marilyn Monroe. Look at that. How marvellous. Here's the spa. You can get your feet done, your nails done, your hair done, your eyes done. Get everything done. Hi, hi. There we go. Right. So now we're going into the Headliners Theatre. This is, I want to go up to 7 anyway, so this is the Deck 6 entrance. Tonight they got the Privateers, so that's going to be a singing group. I haven't seen them, I don't think. we can't get in at the moment, so they may be yeah, that usually means they're rehearsing or something, so I don't really want to go in and disturb. But it's about, I think it's about 850 seats or thereabouts. So what we're going to do is we are going to take Alice Fern is on, wherever that is. They also have karaoke later, they have singing in there, they have line dancing, etc. Right, I'm just going to quickly take you upstairs to show you the casino. I said it's blue, it looks green. Right, what we're going to do is go through Brody's and round to the casino, and that's your lot then, really. Hi. I'll just see. I'm going to take a sneak preview. No, they're definitely doing something in there. I'm afraid you can't. Brody's. This is where you find the drinks package people. Nice little stage. They show football on here if you like football. They also show football, and sometimes they show football, and other occasions they show football. So if you like football, you're okay. A couple of dartboards up there, which they haven't had on for a few days. I don't know why, since the beginning of the cruise. But they've got them up again now, and there's pool. A big bar, because it needs a big bar for people who like to frequent Brody's. And it's got a tennis on, that's why there's nobody in here. No, he'd gone to Marseille. So I'm just going to, that's the normal casino. Lobster Mania, people like that, I don't know why. So you've got 2 roulette tables. We've got a free card prime table, don't understand the rules, blackjack table, 21s in my days, blackjack table and free card prime again. And they have a spin the wheel thing here, or buy your bingo tickets at various days. More machines, that's the casino, and we are back out to deck 7. And I'm going to finish the video here. The only thing I haven't covered is the retreat upstairs, and there's a little pool, so I might just go up and do that now. 18, and we're going to take a walk around. I didn't do this when I was on 18 before because I just missed it really. But what we're doing is we're going around to this lovely little bar. This is the this is round by the retreat, and as you can see, it's a private little bar and it's adults only. And what we'll do is we'll just take you around. Yeah, this is the entrance to the retreat, and the retreat is where they have the rather nice beds. Now you can go in here for a day, and it's like £59 or something. Retreat. Right, so it's like £59, I think, but it's not as expensive as you think because all your wine and beer is free. So and the soft drinks, etc., and somebody will go and get you something to eat if you want it. So it's not as expensive as you might think. It's just a very nice area. Now they don't seem to couple it up for some reason with the health spa. So if you go on to, say, Azura or Ventura or Arcadia, and you can get into the health spa where they've got the hot beds, the tiled beds, and they've also got the very nice lounges, etc., etc. And you can go in the steam room and so on and so forth. But here they don't do that. You can either be in the retreat or you can be downstairs in the on the hot beds, etc., and around the spa pool. But this is the Beachcomber bar. It's very nice, and as I say, adults only. So if I was a sun worshipper, which I'm not, that's where I'd be. And then if we come up here, we can see the sort of sunbeds they have in the retreat. I'll go around here a bit. This is a nice bit of sun deck. Oh, you can't see it because now I'm just going to put that down there. You'll be able to see a little bit about what goes on in the retreat, but I'm not allowed in there. If I go in there, I'll be thrown off the ship, flogged, hung and quartered, or whatever, whichever way around it is. So this is there's a bit more of the retreat. I mean, so that's your ship, and I don't know if this will be the last bit of the video or somewhere in the middle or what, but I'll do some editing when I get home. So 8th of May 2023 in Marseille on P&O Arvia, signing out.